Now Canon 200D is an amazing camera for its price. It straight up does whatever you ask it to do. But there are some limitations to this camera, specifically 3, which you should know before you buy it. It's going to rain, so I better finish it up quickly and get inside. I don't want to get my camera wet. So number 1 is the number of focus points it has. It only has 9. Focus points help your camera to focus. So right now it's focusing on my face and it is doing that with the help of its focus points. Now 9 seems like a good number, but it's actually not. Its competitor, the Sony a6000, has 179 focus points. Now having the less number of focus points does not mean that it will not be able to focus. You can see that it is focusing on my face and it's kind of blurring the background, but it will have a hard time keeping track of fast moving objects, and it is also going to take more time than the Sony a6000 to autofocus. Now number 2 might not even bother you, or it might break your deal with this camera, and that is the number of continuous shots it can take, and that is 5 shots per second. And it seems like a really good number, 5 shots in a second. That is a really fast camera. But when you take into account what the Sony a6000 can do, it seems less. The Sony a6000 can do 11 shots in 1 second. So if you're thinking of taking pictures of fast moving objects, or you're into sports photography, or you want to take photos of birds, you'll have better luck with the Sony a6000. Okay, so the third thing almost destroyed 15-20 photos of mine, and those were really good photos to a place I'll never go to again. Third thing is the electronic viewfinder. Now what the electronic viewfinder can do is it can show how the image is going to look when you take it. Now this viewfinder shows you whatever light goes in the camera, and it shows you on that little display, but it does not show you how it will look when you adjust the ISO, the aperture, and that is what an electronic viewfinder can do. It can tell you how the image is going to look after you have adjusted the ISO, aperture, or white balance, or anything that you adjust while taking the photo. The electronic viewfinder can tell you how the image is going to look in real time. So what happened with me is I was taking some photos inside. It was really dark environment, so I turned up the ISO, I opened up the aperture, and then after taking a few photos I went outside in the sun and I forgot to adjust the ISO and the aperture. So the photos I took outside were like this. And that's not good. And if I had the electronic viewfinder, I would have known how my photos are going to look, and I would have adjusted those settings. Also, you can flip out its LCD display and check the ISO and aperture and everything in that. It can show you how the image will look when you adjust that. But that just adds in one more thing. You have to flip out the display, then you have to rotate it, and then you have to put it back again, and that's just a whole process. Also, if you don't know, I have the Canon 200D, and these are the 3 things that you should check before you buy the Canon 200D. Now if you want to know why I got the Canon 200D despite all the reasons I just told you, I've already made a video on that, and the link to that is in the descriptions. That is the 3 reasons why I chose the Canon 200D. So check that out if you want to know, and like, subscribe, share, and I will see you tomorrow. So I could see how you'd react. Also, I'm doing this thing in which I make 25 videos in 25 days. So if you want to check up on that, subscribe to my channel, and I will